夜魔侠冲升天8级高难预警，巴彦逃出升天，夜魔侠生死难料。故事继续上集，由于女友格伦枪杀了缪斯，这让他产生了严重自责。他清楚自己感染上了如同夜魔侠与缪斯一般的暴力，将自己也归类为恶徒，让马特不自觉开始为夜魔侠一面的行为辩解。而金币小弟的敲门声更是激发了两者深层的矛盾。
The man wanted me to deliver this to you personally.
Hold on a second. How did you or Mayor Fisk know she was staying here?
The man cares deeply about the city and its citizens.
直到此刻，马特才清楚金币就是女友的客户之一，而对方邀请女友前去宴会，也仅仅只是图谋利用格伦不久前险被蒙面人谋杀的热度，提升自己的政策影响力。但明显，此刻的格伦已经彻底倒向了金币反映金法案的观念。
To Dr. Heather Glenn and guests.
格伦同步邀请马特一同前往宴会，遭到了拒绝，两人不欢而散。情感界同样藏有秘密的还有金币与瓦内莎，夫妻两人经过对黑道内部的清洗，已经彻底掌握了鸿沟区。剩下的只需建立彻底的资金链，就能将两人过去的产业用政治影响力洗白。在此关头，金币却带着妻子前往了自己关押对方出轨前人的地下室，坦白了一直对他施加的暴力。
This is so fucking crazy. Please tell your husband. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Stop talking. I promised you I wouldn't kill him. I kept my promise.
I shouldn't be here. I didn't know.
妻子清楚，眼下的情形本质就是金币对自己忠诚度的考验。想要得到过关，就必须证明自己一心属于金币。无奈之下，妻子枪杀了出轨对象，让扭曲的爱情再次完整。
I promise I won't ever leave you again.
与此同时，关押巴彦的监狱出现了问题，上层突然决定调度巴彦去某个几乎活不过一天的大众牢房，这让他不得不联系马律师，以求得单独关押下性命的保全。底下当下事务所内正在负责谋起很可能颠倒黑白、帮恶人胜诉的案子，让他对政协产生了严重分歧。他不清楚为什么司法不能永远给人正义。
We're not serving justice here, babysitting chaos. This us. What we do, it feels useless.
无奈的他前往酒吧准备一醉方休，却引来了好友樱桃。酒吧老板拿出伏击生前最后存留的威士忌，这将马特的思绪再次拉回了那晚的悲剧。
He never thought there was the night he died. He knew he was going to win his case with Don Betting.
Man, I am really trying to understand you.
Christ, he knew he was going to win, and somebody silenced him.
没错，伏击只会在庆祝案件大盛时才会提酒，这意味着那晚的事件背后一定有某个人需要伏击静音，无法出庭。而金并不在期间，只有其妻子瓦内莎掌权黑道。见势，巴彦如愿见到了马特，杀兄之仇让马特恨不得活剐了对方。他逼问巴彦是不是受命于金币，却在对方性命担忧的威胁下，走了最极端的暴力手段。
Hey, guard!
Started smashing his face against the table.
You crazy asshole.
Thank you, counselor.
Fuck you.
没错，只要让他受伤，就能单独得到医生照顾。但对于巴彦而言，只需一颗牙齿就能将警察一一杀光。终于，巴彦换上警服，逃之夭夭。另一边，金币的宴会如期举行，他利用特殊手段，一个个的搞定了那些不愿政治现金的资本家，就连剑客也因为异己身份被抓住把柄。
Shall I call you swordsman, a vigilante?
Even if I knew what you were talking about, that sort of thing would be an isolated incident.
It's still probable cause to visit from my task force.
Is that a threat?
Of course not. It's merely a warning.
而在金币掌握反义警特遣队的当下，那些潜入会场偷拍的记者将会被一一施以暴行。
Let that man go or I will charge you with assault.
Oh, Commissioner, no, this isn't assault. And you're not going to charge me with shit. Because in case you haven't noticed, I don't answer to you anymore.
What the task force is doing is dereliction of duty.
Go have a fucking can of bacon.
与此同时，马特根据女友的邀约来到会场，试图收集金并犯罪的信息。逐渐激昂的争执让他拉着女友直接迈步金并夫妇，直到突如其来的舞会打断了所有人的注意。借助舞步，马特自己换成了瓦内莎的舞伴，进而开始质问对方是否下令杀害伏击。
You see, I know it was you. I just don't know why.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. What about your husband? Does he know? Did he know you had Foggy killed?
可还没得到结果，高楼上伪装安保的把眼就持枪对准了金币，而一个意想不到的结局等待着大家。 本集马特为金并挡下了致命一枪，而杀害福吉的凶手也终于浮出水面。那么夜幕下将如何复仇？下期分享夜幕下重生第1季大结局。